Hi, my name's Bill Lee from Prime Pumps. This morning's video is about heat exchanger cooled fire pump engines. Diesel engines produce large amounts of heat during their operation. That heat has to be dissipated. The main way that's done with fire pumps, particularly AS2941 fire pumps, is via a heat exchanger. What I'm going to do this morning is explain the major components of the cooling system. We'll start with the cooling manifold, which you can see over here on my left. We also have the heat exchanger. The other major component of the system is the engine's actual cooling system. This consists of a water pump and galleries running around the engine. So what I'm going to do now is take you through the flow of water from the time it leaves the high pressure side of the water pump, comes through the cooling manifold. This is a standard AS2941 cooling manifold. It consists of a bypass. These valves would normally be closed and the top valves would normally be open. The water comes through this valve, through the Y strainer, and we'll talk about those more later on when we're doing our 6 monthly checks, through the control valve, through this pressure regulating valve, through here, up to the heat exchanger, and then ultimately is plumbed to waste. So the heat that's being produced during the combustion process in this type of engine goes out through the floor waste and into the drainage system. What we need to do now is think about the water, what we'll call the conditioned water within the engine. So instead of having a radiator, we have a heat exchanger. The heat exchanger has a header tank, which is the same as what you'd find on your car, and we never put water, or straight water anyway, in a modern fire pump engine. It's always got to be conditioned water. It's got a whole lot of chemicals in there to prevent corrosion and most importantly to prevent freezing when we're operating in areas that operate below zero. So when we do our initial test and the engine is running, we've got to most importantly check for water flow. So the water is flowing from the pump through the cooling manifold, through the heat exchanger and out to waste. Within the heat exchanger there is, as I said, the conditioned water. This water is what we'll call raw water going to waste. The raw water is passing through tubes in the heat exchanger and out to waste and down through a drain. And that's essentially how our heat exchanger cooled engine works. Our next video will be on monthly testing. Thanks.